Ladies and gentlemen, we'll get to the market in just a second. I do apologize that I haven't been doing daily stuff. As you guys can see, I've been busy here. Okay. Haven't been able to really do much TA, you know, because hey, I'm trying to win this game. Oh, damn it. Oh yeah. Look at this. We're going to be talking today about Bitcoin, and we're going to be talking about CKB. So, with that said, let's get right into it. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, Six Fig Stock Trader here from YouTube. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Bitcoin. We're going to be talking about CKB and all these other factors that are impacting the markets worldwide. Now, I do believe that this is one gigantic play on the world's financial system, but we won't get into that too much. We'll save that for Thursday's video. Now, let's get into CKB. Okay, people, so we are looking at CKB on the daily chart. Now, things are looking pretty bad for the market in general, just not CKB. So whatever it was that your plan was at the beginning of your crypto journey, this is a good time to kind of reanalyze your position. Do you completely pull out? Do you completely just shut the prices off in your head and just don't even look at your portfolio? Do you dollar cost average? These are all questions that you should be asking yourself as an investor, whether or not you're short term or not. So with that said, CKB seems to still be okay. And I want to just emphasize that. Just okay. Because the last time I kind of left off with CKB, folks, we had just this glorious little bull pennant that had formed. This thing was nice. And I was thinking this thing's going right back up to 3 cents. Things are going to be good, right? Well, the world kind of had some different plans for us in the last week, didn't it? This whole thing in Russia, inflation catching up to everybody, yada, yada, yada. This is definitely not one of those pep talks to get into any of that stuff right now. One thing that leaves me a bit optimistic about current price action with CKB is the fact that we have some very defined corrective waves. And what I mean by this is that usually what we'll see is some corrective waves, usually ABC or ABCDE. That's typically the form or fashion that you'll see corrective waves kind of hit at. And so this is, in my mind, a potential corrective wave here, but I do think that there could be another. And that might be something like this. And so I do think that at this point, CKB very well could possibly be getting ready for a reversal. Now, the last time we saw numbers dive this low back in, well, September. And look what happened. The price went up. Look what happened back in July. Price went up, right? So I'm thinking that right now on this daily chart for CKB, price action, folks, in my opinion, is too far away from this Ichimoku cloud. And the fact that we might have an ABCDE corrective wave, this could very well signal that there might be some sort of reversal heading our way. Now, we're going to look at some Fibonacci retracements on a grand scale. And so what we're going to do is measure from this low point here to this high point. And what I'm going to be looking for, really, folks, is for the 61.8 to be right down where this E is, or the 786. I'll take the 50%, but I'd rather not see 50% down this low. I want to see it up here. So let's go ahead and really kind of see where we're at. What did I just tell you guys? We've got the 786. This is a very, very possible reversal point for CKB right now. The 786 is a very, very powerful Fibonacci retracement and extension for that matter. So when we start to really talk about the 786, it's a very, very powerful Fibonacci band. So I like to call them power bands. Not that much on the show, but just kind of as a little mental note. And it is what it is, right? So we're down at the 786. You can see if CKB really starts to go lower, we're going to be kind of hurting a little bit. And now I'm going to go ahead and draw another Fibonacci retracement from this point here up to this point here. And so really, you can kind of see how this came down on more of a micro scale. And we did get the bounce off the 786 on this micro scale, but I do think that at this point in time, we're drifting for sub penny. Penny is the next stop down for sure. We will test this level like we have so many other times in the past. 1 year ago today, folks, we were at these exact same levels with CKB. And like I mentioned on Twitter, this little price boom right here was when I found out about CKB, when it got listed on the Voyager app, right? So look at the prices. They're at a penny. And then we saw this thing march up to 4.5 cents. Granted, the market is in a very different position that it was in last year. One side note here, after this massive run up here, we did have, look at this, folks, an ABCDE corrective wave. And this is kind of where I think we're at right now with CKB. So this is really maximum pain. Relation to the cloud, too far away. I can see this drifting down to a penny, but at that point, it's too far away from the cloud. I do think that at that point in time, we might be gearing for a little bit of a bounce. Whether or not it will hold is anybody's guess. Let's get rid of all of this. So let's just say, theoretically, this is a wild speculation, folks, that we see this price come down to the penny level somewhere in here the next couple days. Okay, totally doable, but it could hit right in this area here. Well, what does that leave us with? Well, let's just say that price does come down to this penny level within the next week, somewhere in there. I do think that at this point in time, we might even be seeing somewhat of a channel to go downwards. And what I'm looking for, in all reality, is a bounce out of this channel. It's crazy. I'm hoping that, if this thing bleeds down to this 0.009 cent level, I would hope that would signal a very nice, a pivot point to maybe rebound and kind of reverse. Ultimately, I would take, and this is a big if price kind of reversed right now, we can see yesterday's candle wick down to this 0.011-ish area. And today we have wicked down to that same level. So we might be seeing the momentum start to really slow down here, at least temporarily, in the price action here. If we do get a bounce, I would hope that we could get some sort of falling wedge or something like that to really bounce us up and out of this channel that we're in. Name of the game is to get out of this channel. And I'm going to illustrate to you guys what's going on here. So if we go back to some of the most prominent points in CKB history, it would be March 2020 to November of 2020, and then August of 2020. And what we're going to do is throw up a pitchfork, and I'm going to show you guys how CKB has really fallen out of this upward trend that we had really been just gracefully trotting in for the last year or two. We can see this. We were really, really close to hopping back up into this channel and really heading to the moon, 3 cent area. But now that we have dropped off, we must, bear with me 1 second here, folks, look at the downside of things. So right now, we're going to really need to break this upper trend line here of uh, this shift pitchfork to really kind of break back into that upward swing of things. So, I mean, it is what it is right now. It's killing me to say this, but we could go sub penny 0.009. This video is running a little bit longer than I wanted it to. But let's just go ahead and throw around some predictions here and look at some of the past history with CKB. After these amazing runs, we've seen CKB retrace 82%. I was there for it. I seen it. Right now, we're at, we'll just go 69%, right? Because that's everybody's favorite number. So we'll go 69% is where we're at right now. So, folks, where is 80%? Let's just see. Somewhere around the 0.007 numbers. Let's not talk about that yet because first we have 0.011-ish to break through or really hold for some support. If that fails, 0.0078, just like the last time, is what it is, right? So if we can really stall out at this 0.011085-ish level, we may still see somewhat of some sort of symmetrical triangle still forming. If we can get a bounce here, we may end up seeing this inverse head and shoulders form and bring us up to 3 cents again. So that's very contingent on staying above 0.011-ish level. So right now, that's kind of my thoughts on CKB. We do have, I'm just trying to look for some patterns in the RSI. But you know what? I'm not really seeing anything other than like a channel. And RSI is in the dumps on the daily. So we have that. The last time we were down this low was back in July-ish, somewhere in there. And you can see what happened after that. Let's just look at CKB on the weekly. And you can just see this glorious head and shoulders patterns. A lot of times you will see people do incorrect head and shoulders patterns. For example, on the RSI, we've got a head and shoulders pattern, but on this chart, it would make absolutely no sense because we don't have a clear neckline, right? So a lot of times you will see people doing stuff like this. Oh, this is a head and shoulders pattern. Well, it's like, oh, not really. It's not, because there's no clear neckline like there is here. So when you're looking for head and shoulders, it's very important that we're looking for these necklines. To be honest with you guys, really, I can't believe that I missed this on the weekly. I guess I don't spend a whole lot of time looking at CKB on the weekly chart anyways, but there's just not that much data here. So it is what it is, right? We might see CKB, in my opinion, pull some sort of reversal here. And we're still in the running for a very nice bull pennant if that happens. So we'll be following this a little bit more closely, folks. I do realize I haven't really been posting too many videos, especially on YouTube or anywhere for that matter. But I've just been taking a little bit of a break. That's all. YouTube ad revs down, viewership's down. It's a really good time for content creators to just kind of take a step back, tend to business, things like that. You guys have seen that on my community tab that, I've been kind of seriously thinking about hanging it up from YouTube just to focus on other things. But for now, I don't think I'm going to do that, at least not until CKB hits 25 cents, hits 50 cents, a dollar, something like that. It feels wrong to leave the community until that happens. But yeah, until next time, folks, let me know in the comments what you think is going to happen with these world events around the corner, just kind of blowing up. You know, we got the whole Russia thing. We've got lots of inflation. We've got just a crazy time in the world right now. Coronavirus, whatever. What a time to be alive, right? But we'll get into Bitcoin here in the next video. So if you're watching this video, stay tuned. I'm going to do a video specifically on Bitcoin that will help you understand where it is going. So big shout out to all the Patreons. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. I truly appreciate it. If you guys are looking to become a Patreon, it's $3 a month. You support the channel and you get your name up on this banner. Until next time, guys, we'll see you.